So the primary pulses become bar lines. What I'd like to figure out, and I think about half of you had some trouble, and that's fine. I didn't count it off, but I do want you to figure this out. So if the bottom number is 2, that means what? Each beat is a half note. It's just that I'm teaching 110 right now. We're in the thick of it, and every time I'm like, oh, what is the bottom number? And they just stare at me. So the bottom number is 2 means the every beat we're using a half note to represent it. Okay, good. Well, that's fine. So I have one note that's 1 beat long, so I'm going to use a half note. So that's a G, right, because we're in sol. And then what do we do with 2 notes that together, quarter note, right? Not 8th note, right? Even though it's conventional to have an 8th note if the bottom number is 4, right? So they're all quarter notes, etc. Okay. If the notation looked like this, for example, with 2 pairs of 16th notes, what's the bottom number?
4.
8.
Oh, 8.
8. Okay. Okay. You got where I'm going with this. Okay. Good. Next, let's talk about the next note here. It lasts 2 beats. Okay. Whole note. Right. If this were, oh gosh, if this were represented by a quarter note, okay, then what's the bottom number? If this whole rhythm here is represented by this, then the bottom number is 8. Okay. But of course, that's not what we have. We have 2. Right. So we need a note that lasts 2 beats here. So we're going to do a whole note. Or incidentally, you could always tie 2 half notes together if you sort of get confused. Okay, so you can always tie things together. In fact, that's a really great way to see it visually, to see what notes we use. And then you can do do, re. Okay, leave the 3rd bar here. I want to figure out the last bar. What's 1 note that lasts 3 beats when we're using half note to represent 1 beat?
Dotted whole note.
Dot whole note, or
A child whole note to a half note.
right, or
Well, 3.
or 3 half notes.
So 3 half notes.
Right? So, I mean, if you get confused, right, you can always just, I know that a half note is 1 beat, so I can always do that, or that, or that. The dot, of course, means what? Half of the value that it's attached to. So half of the whole note, of course, is a half note. Incidentally, if you see a piece that's written in 3, okay, if you have something that lasts 3 beats, most likely you're gonna see notated a note that has a dot. Right? I mean, that's partly why dots are there, to facilitate the 3. Okay, good. Excellent. So I just wanted to go over that. That's really all I wanted to do. Okay, here. I'm gonna. The people that are here. Good. Everyone's out trick-or-treating this morning. What's that? Oh. I was going to say, I don't think people trick-or-treat anymore. Which I think they do. There's also that parade this tonight.
Oh yeah, 8 p.m.
Okay. Good. So take a look at what we've got. I think people are on the right track in general. Okay. And we will also talk about this Wednesday after the quiz. We'll have a recap of the syllabus and what you need to do for each grade. We have 7 dictation tests semester, right? And you need to at least pass 5 of them for the A and the B, for example. Okay. So these are, I know you're sort of like, okay. So these are, thanking. So these things are updated on Blackboard, but again, check on it later. but after on Wednesday we'll take a look and make sure you're sort of up on what's going on.
What test is it?
This is number 4, so you have 3 more.
Okay.
Right? You have 3 more. And also you can it's one of those token things you can use to retake one of the tests. Right? So lots of chances. Right? If you have questions about the test, this test, let me know afterwards. But otherwise, let's move on. Okay. Good. Next, I'd like to do the same thing with an example that you were working on over the weekend. So we did 12.1 through 4, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's do one of them. And let's do this one. Right? As you work on the proto notation, okay, I'll also post this online if that's helpful. That was the quiz. As you work on the proto notation, this is treble clef. The tonic is D flat. This is the third one, and the bottom number is 4. Okay, so proto first, etc., etc., etc.